Hey everybody, Todd here, and welcome back to another Wellness Talks Brief. So I have a lot of videos that talk about a personal value, doing what matters. But what comes up a lot of times for people is the engagement side, is the committed actions that line up with those values. So I'm going to give you a little tip today, a little thing to chew on, to think about, and a way that you can actually put it into practice so that you can begin to move more in those directions that you want. If you're not sure what your personal values are, you can always check this video out up here. I've got a whole slew of how to discover your values, and this is like the second half of the engagement skills within the ACT therapeutic approach. And that is, once I know what matters, how do I commit? How do I engage? How do I get motivated? Sometimes just knowing what those values are definitely is all you actually need to start to move in that direction. But sometimes we try and then we fail, and then we try and then we fail, and our confidence begins to erode. So here's how to commit and build that confidence. So before I jump into the technique, let's just jump back to a time that you probably can't even remember. You were a toddler, 1.5, 2 years of age, and you were just learning how to walk. And you failed. You failed often. And yet there was a value: independence, mobility, being able to get around, autonomy, agency, you pick the word. But there was something there that was driving us. Maybe it was just pure curiosity. We wanted to get around and to explore, to go on an adventure. And so the failures didn't matter. We would push and we would fail, and we would stand and we would fail, and we would wobble and we would fail, and we would get one step and we would plop to the ground and we would fail over and over and over again. And you would think, gosh, if that happened to me now, if it was just consistently multiple weeks before I was able to do this thing, I would have very little, if any, confidence at all. And yet, you probably walk. This is something that you do all the time now that we take for granted, and we don't even realize what kind of uncomfortable situations we had to go through in order to have that particular behavior, that skill, the ability to balance. And not only can you probably do that, you can probably run, and you can probably jump, and you can talk. All of these things were very uncomfortable in that moment. Now, luckily, we don't remember some of that, but it does leave somewhat of a physical or an emotional presence, and we carry that with us. And of course, as we get older, there's a need to look good. All this stuff is just compiling upon us. Yet, if we could just go back to that time when we were a kid and realize that we weren't as much attached to the failures, the outcome of the skill that we were trying to acquire, the skill that we were trying to develop, and have more of an open mindset, and then remembering what it is, the value, the personal value, that we would like to move more in the direction of, and know that there's going to be mistake after mistake after mistake until we can find the right pattern, the right rhythm, the right procedure to be able to address it. But how do we get through that? How do we set ourselves up? So here is a new experiment for you to try. And that is, whatever it is that you're going to be working on, commit to it 100%. Now, this doesn't mean that if you go and commit 100%, that it's going to happen the first time you try it. Chances are it won't happen. At least the first time, not the second time, the third, the fifth, the 10th, the 50th, possibly even the 100th time. But this is where the personal values comes into play. If we can remember what it is that we're trying to accomplish, learning how to play a new instrument, learning a new professional skill, learning a new sport, learning a new dance, learning a new art, learning a new skill, learning how to cook, you name it. All of these things, it's going to take a lot of repetition and a lot of failure. But the key is that when we go to do it, commit as if it's going to happen, with intent, with purpose, 100%. There was a music teacher once that said it's not practice that makes perfect, it's perfect practice that makes perfect. And if you think about it, what this teacher was trying to tell me was it's 100% effort. We're putting it all out there. We're going after it as if it's going to happen. And eventually, it does. And there's where the confidence comes in. The confidence is once we're able to make it happen once, then we're pretty sure we can do it again, and we fail and we fail and we fail and we get it again, and then we fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail, and then we get it again, and we slowly begin to build up that skill. Our confidence increases, and all we really need to do is to commit 100%. I'm sure if you ever went out and shoot a basketball, you don't go out there and commit to halfway getting the ball into the hoop. No, you are shooting every single time with the intent, 100% commitment to getting the ball in the hoop. Same thing applies across everywhere else in your life. If we can go in with that kind of intent, with that kind of purpose, then eventually we're going to get there. Again, no guarantee if I commit 100% that it's going to happen. But the key here, the big secret here, is that I commit 100% every single time, even when, and especially when, I fail. Commit again. Trying to eat better. Made it through breakfast. Didn't make it to lunch. Commit to dinner. Commit to the after dinner snack if you do that. Commit to the next day. Today I'm going to follow my plan. Strength training regimen. Same idea. Going to go to the gym. Didn't go to the gym. Commit 100%. 100%, I'm going to get in the car, I get out of the driveway, and then, oh, I remember I had to do something, and I go and I do that because I really don't want to go to the gym. So I committed 100%, and it didn't work. So I need to come up with a plan. I'll start to notice that there are times of the day that do better if I can keep committing. Writing that paper, commit 100% to getting it done. 40 pages, 12 pages, whatever it happens to be, commit. Commit to a 45-minute segment, try a 90-minute. Be experimental, be curious, be open, be flexible. Maybe you need to take a break after 45 or after 90 minutes. Just keep committing 100%. The research shows if we can keep committing 100% when you go to do that action that's moving you in a direction that matters, a personal value, a life value, that eventually we will gain some momentum moving in that direction, and our confidence levels will increase simply by committing 100%. If you notice that you're not, take a step back, sit there, take a breath, observe what's getting in the way, set it off to the side, and go for it. Commit 100%. You have done this multiple times in your life already. See if you can't tap into that energy, that memory. Bring it forward right into this moment. And what is one thing that you're going to commit to do 100% as soon as you're done watching this video? Go do it. I hope you found enjoyment in this. I hope this was useful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you want more information like this, please be sure to subscribe below so you'll get a new video when one comes out, which is every week. And of course, until the next time, may you be well.